Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
All right, welcome to Boom Traders. I'm Supernova, and this is the first of a couple of videos that we've created for you guys that have just started out trading and you really want to take it up to the next level. Now, these videos right here have one purpose only, and that is to introduce you to the topic of trading, to help you set up your account, start looking at charts, understand the basic terminology that we use, and the things that you might need as a trader. I'm not going to go into any patterns. I'm not going to go into any signals. Not going to go into any charts specific. I just want to get an overview of what a trader is, what trading is all about, get you on the right mentality path for success. Because trust me when I say that, 90% of your trading is going to be your mentality. It has nothing to do with the charts, it has nothing to do with the movement of the assets that you're going to be trading. It has all the thing to do with how your mentality is set up, how you approach things when it comes to trading. So, the first thing, of course, is you decide for yourself. I like trading. I've seen it somewhere on YouTube, on Twitter, whatever. I've heard about this great service. I've seen Boom Traders videos or whatever. And now what? Well, the first thing that you have to understand before you actually get into opening an account, putting money into it, and start trading is you have to understand that trading is just like any other business or profession. You have to put in the effort in order to get out results. And usually it's directly proportional. I mean, as much as effort that you put into it, this will be the result that you're going to get out. So if you put very little effort into it or no effort at all, the results will be usually catastrophic for your financial state and for your account. So my advice is be ready to put in the effort. This is pretty much like starting to learn to play the piano or guitar or trying at basketball or football or whatever it is, either sport or some sort of art, painting, whatever it is. You have to put in the hours of work to study and develop yourself in that area in order to be successful. Trading is absolutely no different. So don't kid yourself by thinking that you'll just find this amazing service, you'll just follow the signals, and you're going to be making money. As much as I wish it to be this way, it's impossible. So, yes, we do generate signals, we do put in some alerts, but ultimately the decision and the execution for these alerts is yours. So, go into this experience with the idea that you have to put in the effort in order to get out the results. You have to study hard because this is one of the most amazing and challenging things that you can do in your life. Now, here are a couple of things that trading is not. And I want to put them out here because you might get the wrong impression from some Twitter or YouTube trading celebrities and blah, 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 blah. The first thing is that trading is not easy. If it were, everybody would be trading and everybody would be making money. The reality is that more than 75% of people trading lose money. And since trading is a zero-sum game, meaning that somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose, you can imagine that the people that are making money actually are making at least 3 times more than the people that are losing money because the money is 100%, but if 75% are losing money and 25% are winning money, that's 3 to 1. So they're making 3 times what you're losing. That's a good thing to have in mind. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It doesn't work like that. If you want to get rich by trading, just, throw it out there at a casino at Las Vegas, have the fun, close your eyes, and whatever happens, happens. Trading is not like that. You've heard stories, people making millions and stuff like that, but you probably never got to the stories what happened before they got to the millions. And many traders that are considered superstars like Mark Minervini or Dan Zenga or so forth, they've busted years of their lives breaking even or going broke, breaking accounts before they actually started making money. So this is the part that you're not getting. You're getting there making millions, right? But they had to learn in order to start making millions. So it takes time, it takes effort, it takes mental courage, it takes preservation of capital, it takes discipline, it takes a lot of things. Trading is definitely not a get together party. Yes, we do have the Discord server, we have a trading community. But if you think that somebody's just gonna shout out a ticker and you're gonna buy it and that's it, you're gonna be rich and this is how you're gonna go for your entire trading career, just forget it. It's not gonna happen. I mean, it's okay from time to time to share ideas and to bounce ideas off each other, but the majority of your trading will be a very lonely being, very lonely business, if you want. And trading, by any means, is not fancy. Depending on where you live throughout the world and what you're actually trading, there might be days that you have to get up very early in the morning, pre-market. So, for example, I have friends that live Pacific part of the United States. They have to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And some of them, like I have two friends that are living in Hawaii, they have to get up like 2 o'clock in the morning to be able to catch pre-market because it opens like New York time and they have like 5 or 6 hours difference. I don't know. So it really depends on where you live, and sometimes it will ask from you. I mean, trading as business will ask from you to do extraordinary things, to go that extra mile. So don't think that it's all Lambos and Miami and Palm Beach and stuff like that. It's not. This is what people that want your money want you to believe about trading, but that's very far from reality, in fact. So what trading is, that's the opposite. First of all, trading is hard. It's one of the hardest things that you can ever try to do. And I'll tell you why. Because trading is counterintuitive. It runs directly opposite of what you'll be thinking. Many smart people, really smart people, have problems with trading because in trading it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. Whereas our society teaches you that you have to be right. In trading, it doesn't really matter. What trading really is, it's stacking probabilities in your favor. And the key word here is probabilities. There are no tools in this market that are going to give you 100% chance of one thing happening over another. It's impossible. But what you do as a trader is you stack probabilities, edges, layers, whatever you want to call them, that you have identified that are working good for you. And when you have 3, 4, 5 of those edges stacked together, telling you that there is a higher probability of one thing happening over another in the asset that you're watching, you act on it. But here is the important thing. It doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong. Every single trade on its own is one event, and that's it. The moment you enter that trade, you have your risk parameters on. You know where you're going to take profit, you know where you're going to put your stop loss. And I usually advise you to have at least 5 to 1 reward to risk. So 1 to 5 risk to reward. So if you're risking $1, you might better be trying to take at least $5 in reward. But this is set up from the moment you're in the trade. You have to know those parameters. Don't trade without knowing where you're going to put your stop. So this event ends no matter how, whether your stop loss is hit or you take your money at a profit. This event is a single event and it has nothing to do with the next event. Nothing to do at all. And this is what people have hard time understanding, because they have to break away from the nature of trying to figure out every single right move. It's impossible. Like even the best traders in the world are achieving 50 to 55% success rate, meaning that half of the time they're wrong. So how could you expect to get better than that? Well, maybe you could, but even if so, you still have to understand that you're not going to be right 100%. There will be failures, and you'll have to live with those failures. Trading is also very time consuming until you master it. As I said, there are people that can look at the chart and tell you from the get-go, this is what's going to happen. Or this market is reacting this and this around the highs or the lows. There's volume here, there's volume there. This is support level, this is a resistance level, this is a trend line, this is a head and shoulders, that's a pattern formation. But until you master it, you will need to put in the time to become an expert. And don't kid yourself, as I told you already, this is not happening overnight. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice. We're going to be talking about demo accounts and real accounts in the next video, but you have to put in a lot of time trading. Mentally and emotionally challenging. Of course, when there's money involved, there's also some emotions running wild. So you have to understand that you will be drained emotionally and mentally, and you have to preserve that capital. Not so much the financial capital, although this is important because you don't want to go broke right before you actually start making it. And I've heard many stories about people that have been trying 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, and they've been ruined to the point where they have no capital to trade right before the time they actually start turning it around. So you have to preserve your capital financial, but most importantly, you have to preserve your emotions and your mental health, because trading can take a toll on you for sure. Last but not least, trading is lonely. As I said, it's not a fun party. There'll be countless days when you'll be teaching or studying charts, drawing lines, understanding volume and price action, and that's lonely time. Now you can play some music in your headphones, that's for sure, but you definitely need to do it within yourself to further understand the process and to further understand how the markets are moving and to try to understand the markets in general, although they're very vast field to try to understand. I left those two at the end because I've dealt, before I started trading, I had a couple of businesses, and from my own personal perspective, first thing I had was a small factory producing food, and I know that we had to first build a building. We had to, completely equip all the things that we needed: packaging machines, machines for cooking, and then we had to find people. We had to get all those certificates that were okay to produce food and sell it, and then start making contracts with retailers. So it was a very long process, and during that time you were only investing money. And unlike trading, where you just place the trade and very often a couple of minutes later, especially in our field where we're trading breakouts, very often in a couple of minutes you know whether you're profitable or not. You would know whether this trade is going to work or not. And I really like this. I mean, tell me another business that you will know whether your idea, your thesis was right in like a couple of minutes or even a day. You invest into something and the next day you either reap your profits or a very small loss, you're out and you go on to the next one. I mean, that's fascinating. And the other one, it's the greatest platform for expressing yourself. It gives you the freedom. At any given moment, of course, within the accepted trading hours, pre-market and post-market included, if you're trading equities, you can hit that button and either short or buy anything you want from the basket. You can, especially if you're trading options, you can explore an amazing opportunity of different strategies. If the market's going up, you have options. If the market's going down, you have options. If the market's staying flat, moving sideways, you have options. It is just an amazing field where there are pretty much no rules, and you have to only go by the amount of money that you have in your bank account. So, of course, you have to put in your own rules there to govern your performance and your behavior, but in general, this is an amazing opportunity to express yourself in any way that you think it's possible. So, after we've gone through the very basic things of what trading is and what trading is not, and I hope that you understand it, and you say, yes, I still want to be a trader, we go on to the next one, which is what do you want to trade? And of course, it's okay if you don't want to trade. I get it. Maybe I've just ruined it for you. For that, I'm sorry. But I'm also thankful that you thought over it and said, no, trading is not for me. I don't want to put in the hours. I just want to, get rich like that. I really thought that it's going to be just following signals and printing money. And I'm sorry that I've ruined it for you, but I'm also happy that I saved you a lot of money and headaches. But if you've decided that you want to put into the effort, you want to develop yourself into this brand new field for yourself, I invite you to the journey of your lifetime, which we'll take into the next episode, and we'll discuss what do you want to trade.